This is a test of the system. Audio test. Hello. Hello, my lovely people. All right. All right. Welcome to our latest stream. We're going to be doing Leah's Cottage from Stardew Valley. This is our first stream. If you're watching this on the VOD or you are watching us on YouTube, make sure to try and watch live where we have actual music playing. The VOD does not pick up the music, so I don't get copyright infringement issues. Or DMCA'd. So, that being said, anybody joining, welcome. Thank you. We're going to go back ahead and get started on drawing up Leah's cabin. Cabin, cottage, house. I haven't quite figured out what I want to call it. It's a dwelling. Okay, so the first part of the cottage, any part of the build, we always start with drawing plans. So that's what we're going to start with today, is planning out our build. So let me pop up some on-screen references for us of the layout of Leah's place. And kind of go from there. Let me move these over just a little bit. I'm going to try and draw on this side of the screen so you can see still. But we're going to be starting to draw here. And I think I need to change one setting on my camera real quick. Hold on. I need to turn off the autofocus because it will repeatedly try to change focus here. Alright, so first things first. The easiest thing to start with is always the front because that's what's in the game. So Leah's place it's got a double house It's connected. Okay, so shingles on this is going to be different than some of the shingles that we do on the other builds that we've done. So I'm really kind of excited about Leah's cottage. So she's got what I would probably say is green terracotta shingles. So that's going to be good. We've got an oval door here that has like a little frame. And then we've got a half ellipse window. And I am going to try and make this one Halloween-y. And then we've got a circle window here with a planter. All right. I've got some stones here. So the front, easy. We already know what it should look like because it's in the game. So that's our basis. Now I like to use the inside of the house to also kind of inform what the back and the sides look like. So I think the easiest one to do is probably the right side of the build first. And this is, this is not set in stone. We can always change it later. But we've got this long bit of the house here with the window here. And there's going to be there's like a little wood thing right next to the place. I don't know if you guys can, it's just above the bush, but it's outside in the grounds. It's actually a weather vane. It spins in the wind. Maybe it's the art installation that she had put up. So in the game you can kind of see like there's a fenced in part. I see that as a backyard, and so right next to where she has the telephone on the inside, I'm going to put a door. And this is a door that's going to mimic what the front door looks like. As a side door so that she can go out, chop wood, bring it in for the fireplace. So this is going to be like her mudroom area on the inside. So we've got that. I don't see any windows on the inside, so this is going to be what is there. We're going to have a big like shrubbery here. Let me pull over this. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Let me pull over the right asset here. Yeah. So she's got that, and then there's going to be like a weather vane, whatever installation. And I kind of see like there being like a wood stump here. Maybe behind that big old tree, because there's also going to be a tree here. So the right's going to be pretty busy. Let's see here. Let's focus on the back. The back of the house, let's see here. It's going to have this. It's going to be the big roof and then the small roof. This is where the weather vane is. And there's a window closer to over here. This is where her bedroom window is. And so the back here is where maybe we don't put the stump there. Maybe we put a stump back here with maybe a chopping block for her. She is a wood artist. And then maybe we can also have like a work in progress of that really funky wooden sculpture that she gives us whenever you get like a certain heart event. And perhaps there's like, I would love to see her to have like some kilns back here, maybe. Or some sort of brickwork. so that, you know, maybe she doesn't just do woodworking. Maybe she also does some sort of glass or metalworking or pottery. I could definitely see her doing pottery. Pottery's probably right up her alley. So some sort of like furnace here that's large. This is gonna be like her her workshop, outside workshop. So she's got her inside for painting and this, that, and the other. And I'm kind of drawing circles here to indicate I want this to be gravelled over and kind of um, woodworky. And then she's gonna have that normal wood cabin feeling that's on the front of her house. So we're not going to put too much detail on the house itself besides this window, making sure that's there. And then I think on the left side, this one's probably going to be the most blank. Maybe I'm thinking she's got some art hanging up on the wall here. Maybe a bulletin board, plans for art show. Um, I don't I don't know if that's gonna make a lot of sense for the outside since it might get rained on. Okay. So as far as the left side of the house, this is oh, and obviously we're gonna have fences all over the place. Fences have to happen. We're doing fences this time. And then the left side, I don't see a window on that side either. I think this is pretty much gonna be bushes. And then I can kind of come up to think about maybe like no soliciting. I don't know. Artist alley or something kitschy to put up. You know, maybe like a little sign that she's made that's kind of like hanging off of a wood plaque. Or I don't know if she's that type of decorator, but we could put like one of those metal stars that seem to pop up everywhere. Maybe we could put a star that maybe looks like a Junimo. Ooh, we can look like a star drop. Yeah, I like a star drop metal sign. We'll put that we'll put that there. Okay. So, that is our game plan. I am going to do resin work on this one as well as the last build that we did was um, the last build that we had resin with Pam's Cottage. This one's going to have water in the front of it as well. So this one's probably not going to be as corner specific as Pam's trailer, but we're going to have that as the front yard. So I need to plan on that when we do our base build, which is happening next. Okay, so with that being said, that's our game plan. That's how I want to do it. We'll probably come up with new ideas as we go. Maybe I'll scrap some things, but I like this. I think the back of the build and the front is really going to be the stars of this. But I want to make sure that we're thinking about all sides of the building so that it's a three-dimensional model. I want it to be looked at three-dimensionally in all facets, except for the bottom. I don't care about the bottom of the build. Not yet anyways. Maybe the more I go on with doing these things, I will care about what the bottom looks like. But as of right now, that's a big old no. Alright. So, let's see here. I like to make the base, let's start with the base. I've got some of this XPS foam. This is insulation foam that works really well with diorama building. A lot of people who do this type of stuff use it. I'm going to put that to the side. And then I also like to put a cardboard base on the bottom of my foam. I think I'm going to need more cardboard for this build. So I think this is probably a little bit too wide for what I want to do. Let me drop down these pictures here. Now that we're good with that. I think this is a little bit too wide for my builds that I normally do. So I'm going to cut this down a little bit. But I'm okay with this being cornered here. Because let me see if that picture has, yeah, there we go. So we've got a little bit of, I don't know if this is going to be wide enough, like this way. Maybe I cut this off and put it in the back and then supplement it with a little bit more. I think I'm going to put it this way. This doesn't fully, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. Alright. Let's go ahead and cut this a little bit. So I'm thinking the house itself, where's my marker? So I want to plan the house size based off of the base. So I don't want the house to be too big or too small for this base. So since the left side doesn't have a lot of detail, I'm going to shove the house more over to the left. So I envision this house to kind of be this size. And now I'm thinking about it, I don't have that much in the back to do the kiln, to do the sculptural workshop outside. So I'm going to need like a little bit more here. And I don't know if I'm going to need this much on this side. Because she does have a smaller house compared to some of the other builds. Like this is not as, like I don't want to build this as same size of my saloon that I built, because that's going to look weird. So I'm thinking about what I want to put on this side. There's just a bush and a tree and a weather vane. So I'm going to cut here. Get my cutting mat, and then I'm going to actually use my box knife instead of my hobby knife. Do a couple of quick passes here. And there we go. Knocked everything to the floor. And then I can add in on the back here. Let's add about an inch. Here, let's add in a width of a ruler. How about that? That makes it easy. This is one of my favorite rulers that I actually stole from my husband, who's an engineer. It's got different scales. So this is your standard scale, and then we have a smaller scale, so it's marked as if it's inches, but it's like a 1/8 scale, and then a 1/4 scale. So you can kind of use different sides of it. to scale differently. Not that I care too much about scale. I probably should care more. But I don't. There we go. There's that. And then I'm not going to worry too much about the gap here. Let's see here. How can I... Yeah. Because this is going to get covered up with a whole bunch of other stuff, so we're good. The gap gets filled by all the nice scenery stuff. There we go. Alright. And then I should probably plug in my hot glue battery and get this warming up as we go. So let me grab that. So got that powered on. I love this Ryobi stuff. It's been one of my favorite glue guns because it stands up on its own. You don't have to worry about that weird wire way to get everything organized. And then I'm going to plug in my hot wire and we're going to do some landscape roughing in after we hot glue this in. So this is a hot wire foam cutter that I picked up off of Amazon. It cuts this stuff pretty well, but it's super stinky. We're going to use this tool here. And I need to get my mask so I can wear it so I don't breathe in all this toxic fumes that I'm going to burn. Which is always a fun time. So that's all you do, and then you turn it on obviously whenever you plug it in. So I'll plug this in whenever I get to the point where I need it. First step is getting that hot glued to the cardboard base. And maybe I'm just being a little weird about it, but I do like having a cardboard base on it. I'm sure you don't need it, but it just makes me feel better, so I do it. And then I'll cut this to whatever size I want it whenever I get to that point. I'm just going to glue it. I should probably make this a better join. While we're waiting for the hot glue, yeah, I'll make a better join. And better join means I need my cutting mat again. I just want to make sure you're protecting your surfaces. Okay. And then, let's see here. I wish I had one of the things that I'm going to get that I haven't gotten yet is an angle cutter. It's like a box that you put your stuff in that you can cut on correct angles. I don't have that. I just eyeball it at the moment. I've been playing around with the idea of making one because I do have a laser cutter now that I can probably easily make my own angle box, and I just don't do it. It's gonna be good enough. This is gonna be better than what it was. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's not perfect, but I don't care. That's good enough. It's good enough as I continue to trim. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to go get my protective gear so that I can burn this stuff. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. I've got my nice filtered mask so that whenever I get to that point, I can start burning the crap out of this stuff. Alright, and our hot glue is hot. So typically you don't want to use hot glue on this. Like I just said, like you don't want to burn and cause a lot of stuff. This doesn't get that hot comparatively, so you're okay with it. And it's not going to melt it too bad. This stuff melts really easily, especially with aerosol stuff. So there's a chemical that makes like spray paint able to be sprayed in an aerosol can that actually melts this stuff pretty good. So you don't want to use a lot of air paint, spray paint really close up because it's really in there. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. This stuff melts with chemicals. I guess I'll say that. The farther away you spray it, spray paint, the less likely it will melt. But if you go a little bit further back, it won't as much because it has time for that chemical to go into the atmosphere. So it's not as concentrated. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright. Alright, and then I'm going to cut there. There we go. Alright. I'm going to turn off my hot glue gun for the hot second. And I am going to go ahead and we're going to start carving up this landscape just a little bit, not too much today. So I need to go ahead and put on my mask, so I apologize for the muffled noises. Okay, we're back. Probably sound a little bit like your airline pilots. We're coming in live from you. If you look over to the edge, you can see some crafty bitch doing her work. Alright, and you plug this in. Okay. Now this is dangerous hot wire shit. So I need to be careful. I haven't turned it on just yet. I want to get the outside popped back up here. So just a little bit here.
And I think we're good. I don't need to do much else, just the front. Alright, we're turning it on. And then I've got these things to help me out. Just making a little bit of stuff here. That went somewhere else. Just making a little creek side indents. Alright, now let's muck this up. Let's make it less perfect. Just kind of carve this up just a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be resin work again. We'll see if I get lucky the second time. I don't know if you guys can see that smoke coming off of this thing or not. You can kind of see it over here. But I'm probably going to wear this mask just a little bit longer even after I'm done with this part, just so that it aerates out a little bit. The location that I am doing this stuff in is kind of large, so it's got some air, but it's not like there's an open window here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'm going to hold it because it doesn't come with a stand that's worth anything. So I'm going to work on this one-handed here. So I didn't think that far ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just unplug that. So it's completely unplugged at this point. I don't have to worry about coming on randomly. So when we get to the point of actually finishing up the landscape, we'll make this a little bit more gradiented out, so it kind of looks like a slope. She's on the edge of a pond. Okay, let me go ahead and take this mask off.
Okay, we're back to normal. I think there might actually be a stand here. Nope, I'm mistaken. I should have thought of this and got like a wet rag. But all I got here is alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, that is. So, not something that I want to really spray on something like this. Okay. That's good. Alright. I'm hands free now. So our next step is trimming this up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get my cutting mat back. And I do want to keep a little bit out here just so I have options of how much water I want to put in this build. So I'm going to leave probably a too generous amount of cardboard. All of the cardboard and stuff that I use is recycled. I think most of the cardboard that I still use today is based off of my move last year. So, still trying to get through those moving boxes. Yeah, moving was this past move was one of the best experiences that I've had ever moving, and that's because I hired a mover. I got bougie and hired a mover. And let me tell you, it was worth the cost. And any move that I do forward, I'm going to budget and do a move. Use a mover. Because, damn, it was so easy. Like, they came in, they brought their own boxes, they boxed up everything that I didn't already have boxed up for me. They moved me, they loaded everything up, moved me, unloaded everything. And it was done in, like, we were moving about 20 minutes away. Not 20, about 7 minutes away. And it was amazing just seeing everything. We went from a cramped, like overfilled 850 square foot 2-bed apartment into a three bedroom house that's got a backyard. I think it's like 1,500 square foot now, so almost doubled our footage, square foot, with a backyard. And I mean, we had the place pretty well packed because I had everything that, you know, I've lived by myself for 7 years, and then Josh moved up. He had lived by himself for that long, so he brought all of his stuff. So we had two houses worth of stuff in that place. It was like $600 for a mover to move us, and they moved us within, like, it was 3 hours for them to come in, pack everything up, including like dishes, like packing the dishes, packing all the kitchen stuff, packing the front room stuff. Like, it was amazing. I only packed up the stuff I didn't want them to touch, like clothing and stuff. I packed up things that were sentimental to me and all that, and like electronics. But everything else they packed for us and put in boxes. It was amazing. Yeah, that was the least stress I've ever had moving. I didn't have to pay anybody. I didn't have to do any social, like, hey, you friends with the truck, you want to come help us move, and we buy you pizza. So, anyways, I digress. I don't know how I got on that topic. Oh, cardboard. So I'm still using all the cardboard from the move. Josh made me get rid of quite a few of the cardboard, actually, because I'm not using it fast enough. Anyways, we've got our base down, so now we get to build the build. We get to build the house. So I am going to have to pop up that image again, but I'm going to make it smaller since I don't need to see the details. So we can move this down and even make this smaller here. I just want to see the main, just the main shape of it, just so that I'm good. So I'm thinking what we'll do is I'll build the outside of the house, the square bit, and then we'll add on a rectangular ad. And luckily, I've got my dimensions of what I want here. So the only question that we have is how tall. So I'm going to do this. So I'm thinking this is going to be the side. And then we need to make sure that this is square. There's probably easier ways of doing that. But I like to use the grid on my cutting mat to kind of see how we're doing. So this is 3.5 inches. That's 3.5 by 3. That sounds good. I always try to remember, make sure you know where your fingers are whenever you're cutting. You don't want to lose a finger. You don't want to lose any skin. I don't want to trip to the emergency room at this point. So anytime that you're cutting towards yourself, make sure you know where your thumbs are. So, yeah, that's going to be good. So I'm going to make another one of these. We are just going to go ahead and I think I'm starting to need a new blade here. I'm hoping I can get through this stream because I hate changing the blades on my box cutter because it's not as easy. And then we need Alright, so we've got that filled, and it looks like this is an exact square here. So we're gonna make we're gonna make another one. This is a pretty square house here. I also liked it when I'm doing this, I try to think of what I want to make all the other stuff material wise out of. So I've been trying to think of what I want to make those shingles out of. I like to use recycled materials as much as possible. I don't want to buy something just to be able to do that. So, what do we want to do for shingles? I mean, the easy way out is we take off one side of the cardboard here and expose the corrugation. This is why it's called corrugated cardboard. It's because the middle layer is corrugated. So we expose this bit, chop them up into little things. I think that's what we'll do actually. We'll chop this into shingle bits and layer them. I think I'll do that. I've talked myself into it. That'll be an easy roof. I like easy roofs. Alright, so we've got our 4 sides, or our 3 sides, and the floor is pretty close. Once we figure in the width of the cardboard to attach, it's pretty much a square object here. So I'm going to actually make one more of these to do on the wall. And with my dioramas, I don't do anything on the inside. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Maybe I will. I don't know. The only one that I really did any inside work was with the saloon, and that was it was cool, but I think I'm good. I like the outside of the stuff. I'm not too big of an inside build person. Let me turn on my hot glue again. So let's see here. And I also don't build to scale. I build to how I feel. I feel good today. So we're gonna build it to this scale. Okay, I should have turned on my hot glue before. So I guess we can work on our long edge too. So this is I wanted this 3 inches tall, right? Yeah, this is 3 inches tall. So we'll do 3 inches. This is probably going to be 4 by 2. Let's check here. It's about 4.5. 4.5 by 1.5. It's close. That was close. So this will be good for the 1.5. Good morning. Good morning. I hope y'all are doing well. It's been a good week for me. It's been good. Just trying to get through the days, you know? Get some more of my scrap wood out here. I'm thinking this back wall we should actually do the entire thing. Yeah, we'll do this. I know I just cut the back. I just said, oh, I'm going to do this in squares and we're going to do the rectangle. Guess what? Changing it up. Changing the game. I decided I'm going rogue. Going rogue here. And is that 3 inches all the way over? Yeah, man. That's good enough. Good enough for me. The final details will fix a lot of problems. So we need this to be 3 inches. I'm actually going to measure it this way. It's easier to cut that way. Okay. So now I don't need one of these. Alright, so got our long build. Okay. I'm just making a mess here. Just winging it. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to the shit show. Let me get my right angle here. Make sure I'm gluing this at a right angle. Alright. Hot glue is hot. Just plop in. Plop in this. We're gonna attach. Okay, and then we're gonna get a right angle here and hold. So this is a nice drafting tool that I somehow found along the way of crafting. I've had this for a while, but it helps me keep things where they need to be. It's good enough for now. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this. Don't need to have this here. And this is going to be, so this, I consider this the skeleton. So we're building the skeleton here, and then I'll worry about what goes on the outside after we get the skeleton done. So the skin, I would consider the finishing stuff. So the wood logs of the building, or the door, or the window panes, all that sort of stuff is the skin. So we just need to have a base for things to go on top of. So the skeleton of the house, or cottage, or hut, or whatever you want to call Leah's place. And then we'll go ahead. Yep. That's not the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's not the one I want. Okay. So this being a little wonky is a-okay. And I think I'm gonna skip this. I had made this here, but I'm gonna skip that for now. And then now I need to focus on this long piece here. So how far out we want to make it. So these two are too short. Where's some more cardboard? So use this base as a kind of guide of how long I want to make it. Get my marker out here and place a mark. Alright. So this is a little bit like this straight, and then that'll be good enough. Good enough. and we need to make it 3 inches tall. Once again, good enough. Alright, so that's that bit. So I need to take the difference between this and this. So this will make sense soon, probably, maybe. Okay. So I need to add in the floor of this rectangle because I did not do that. Hot glue is amazing. It's one of my favorite things to use. If I found out that hot glue causes any sort of health issues, I'd be extremely sad. It probably does. It's like a miracle attachment stuff for me. I'm in love with hot glue. Most of my builds are solely hot glue. I did try to expand my adhesive palette with last build, and it just reinforces my love for hot glue. I'm not one of those stupid video creators that do stupid stuff with hot glue. I do the right stuff with hot glue, or at least that's how I feel. I'm not trying to make flip-flops out of hot glue. Anyways. Alright. So, now I need to make this using the grid lines. Then, so this is 8.5. So that's where I need to cut to make the ground the same. How do I hold this? There we go. Oh, shoot. Why did I cut this? I didn't need to cut this. I need this long. My bad. Well, it'll be okay. We'll add another bit. It'll be okay. Okay. Most complicated bit of making stuff. See, I feel like I'm making this more complicated than it really needs to be. And then nobody will ever see the inside of this. Hopefully, nobody will ever see the inside of this except for people who watch this stream. So consider yourself lucky. Alright, so I need to add back a little bit just for this bit that I cut off that I shouldn't have. Or Frankenhouse here. So as far as like our stream schedules go, I do try and stream every Saturday. Question mark, Saturday. Unless I got other things going on in my personal life that causes me to not be able to. I did take a huge break between streaming the entire year of 2021. Hopefully I don't have any of those ever again, but we'll see. And we'll go from there. But every Saturday, probably around this time, 11 to 1, 2-ish Eastern Standard Time. I try and save all of my vlogs, uh, VODs, sorry, VODs to YouTube. It's also under Fuzzy Bee Bum. I used to be called Rutabaga, and I didn't quite like the username, so I changed it, and I had issues with the login and stuff, so I actually had to change platforms, like usernames and stuff, so fun. Anyways, so that's what we've got, and then I typically do these builds. Every build takes probably about 3, maybe 4 streams to complete. I do try and do some finishing stuff off stream or anything that takes quite a bit of time drying, like the resin stuff, or prep work for a good bit of the stream. Like I don't typically show the like base coating in order to do the actual paint, because I find that probably pretty boring for people just watching paint dry. So I do try and do stuff off stream just a little bit to make things go quicker. So we're just gonna go ahead and use this. I want to get back into game streaming too. I used to stream quite a bit of games, especially Stardew. I have a modded Stardew that I've been playing, but I've been kind of doing that offline. I like resource strategy games quite a bit. I've been getting into this one called Urbex City Builder. It's so good. It like takes all the best things of City Skylines and SimCity and Anno and puts it into one. Like, it's really scratching that city building itch for me. Alright, and then, let's see here. Let's see if my blade is still sharp enough to do this. Yeah, we're gonna... There we go. And then all I gotta do is this bit right here, and then we've got our main... Yeah, got our main skeleton done. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and plop that in. Very nice. Very, very nice. Actually, I got through this bit pretty quickly. I'm surprised. So we can go ahead and start thinking about the roof. So the way the roof works is that it points up and then down and then points up and then down. So I'm going to be cutting into this because I don't want the roof on top of that because that would be too tall. So I kind of considered the eaves here to be partially in here. So once this gets firmed up a little bit more, we'll cut this extra bit off. All right. Ugh. This one's a little bit tougher to get to. Well, that's half of it. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now we need the roof. The roof. This is a little, it's not perfectly flat. Hey! Good afternoon, Wing Princess. How are you doing? You been lurking? Got a phone call right as you went live? Oh, yeah! No, I'm excited to see your cottage too. I haven't decided if I'm going to do cottage or house or hut or I don't know. I think cottage sounds right. Well, welcome. Thank you for lurking. Been an interesting week. Well, I hope that's an interesting in a good way, not an interesting in a bad way. But I always say that regardless of if it's good or bad, it's at least it's the weekend. My week's been, I would say it's been interesting too. It's been better than some of the other weeks. I don't know. There's just everybody's acting so weird. I don't know why. um, don't know why. Let's see here. As far as the roof pitch goes, like how steep an angle. I don't know how. I think if we start on the smaller one first. So first I need to make sure that I've got enough. So let's try. I'm just gonna do this, and then we can trim later. Diagnosed with ADHD, your parents always thought you were over exaggerating. Oh my goodness. That is so good to finally have a diagnosis and nobody's gaslighting you on it. Oh, other than that, things have been well. Hope the same for you. Yeah, it's been good. Um, I've always kind of, I don't know. I've always thought I might have ADHD, but I don't know. If not, I don't know. But I'm glad that you got a diagnosis. I'm glad that you finally have some, like a path forward to how to actually function and work better for understanding what do you got to deal with. That's always helpful. Try to see. I'll make sure this is proportional too. So I'm thinking proportional to the house. You know me, I always like to draw on this. So I feel like that should be the size of the door. got our window here. Yeah, so I'm thinking we need to cut into this. Yeah, this is the front. So let me see here. Whoops, there goes my camera. Sorry about that. You went on a trip. So we've got a couple plans here. So we've got our front here. I'm going to do another resin pour, which it turned out so good on Pam's house. So I'm really excited for this one. I'm going to have the entire front being resin as well. And then the right side, I'm going to have a side door to go out into the little, where there's a tree and bushes here, and that wooden spinner thing on the side. And this one might be a little bit too ambitious for the back, but I want to have like a tree stump where she's cutting wood, uh, a work in progress of that sculpture that she did, or maybe one of the sculptures that she did for the art show, and then like maybe a kiln to do like, I don't know, maybe she dabbles in pottery or stuff. And then I want this all graveled in the back. And then on the left side, that's where you pass along to get to the thing. I want like a metal sign, like a metal decor. Um, you know, like those metal stars that people put on their houses. I want to do that, but make it look like a star drop. So she has that hanging on it. So maybe she got into metalworking at one point and used that. So I'm I'm pretty happy. I mean, I think things will evolve too. It's pretty straightforward so far. Yeah, I think the star drop here will look really good. So I'm just trying to think of how I want the roof, where the roof I want it to go. I'm thinking right into this, actually, because I think I made this a little bit too tall, but maybe I planned it that way, right? That's what I'm gonna tell myself. All right, so we've got actually that's pretty good guide for how much I want down. So now I gotta cut into this a little bit. Cut into it. Alright, now we're gonna start cutting into our build. Go. There we go. Oh, so I've been one of the things I've been getting into a little bit is I started talking about it just a little bit. Um, is something called Urbex City Planner. It's kind of like I love resource management games. And so it takes SimCity and the Anno games and like morphs it together. And so it's a really good, like long-term development game. Because SimCity always felt like once you get to a certain point, you can just do whatever you want because you had so much money. And then Anno always felt like you never got to the city building, you just got to the resource management. So I always felt like there needs to be something in the middle. And this one's really kind of scratching that itch. um, let me make sure it's there. And one of the cool things about it is that there's no money in the game. No money at all. It it's I didn't know how to take that. I was like, what do you mean there's no money? How do you build if there's no money? It's like there's just a whole bunch of different types of resources that you have to develop in order to do things. And there's so many different ways of upgrading, like your house, like your settlers' houses. There's so many different types of things they can morph into, and they get you different resources. SimCity would get boring after a bit, yeah. And I I love SimCity, but it's got its time and its place. And I think it needs a little bit of like they really messed up. SimCity used to be really good, and then their latest version really just kind of messed everything up. I think they tried to do like had to make it so that you're online and playing with other people, and that's not what I want to do with SimCity. I don't want to talk to people when I'm in city builder mode. It just doesn't make sense to me. But that's me. Alright. I need to cut this a little bit here. Whoop. Never heard of this cover by this person. I have not heard it yet. It's nice. I'm struggling here. Struggling with getting this cut right. Alright, and then we need to take off a little bit more. I think that'll be good enough. Good enough. And then I'll just go ahead and cut that there. Let's see if that works. If we're good there. I'm gonna say good enough. Since this is a skeleton, we gotta just get the framework down. Alright. Hot glue. Good enough. Was I ever an Animal Crossing fan? You've been getting into it again back when you had a GameCube. So I never was able to get a GameCube. We had a SNES and then a PlayStation 1. I think we also had an N64 at one point, but my brother took that when he went off to college. So I never got the GameCube, so I never got to play Animal Crossing. So unfortunately not. I did Harvest Moon for a little bit because I had I can't remember what platform. Is that a Game Boy? I think that was a Game Boy. So I did Harvest Moon, but I've never done Animal Crossing. And then I only just got a Switch um, last December. So I haven't gotten that one yet. I'm still working my way through Wind Waker. And I finished Pokemon's Shield, which I didn't quite like. But my sister-in-law and niece really likes Animal Crossing. My niece had been playing Animal Crossing for like since it came out consistently every day since it came out, and her game file corrupted I think a month ago, and she lost everything, and so I was devastated for her. You were playing Pokemon for a while, then Lego Harry Potter. Oh, nice. I think the only Harry Potter, no, the only Lego game that I played was one of the Star Wars ones, and then a Batman one, which was fun. Yeah, it was rough. She just turned 17, um, so I feel for her. But it wasn't like she was young enough that it was like her fault. It was something happened with her device. I was like, oh, so it's all gone. So she's starting from scratch. She is still playing it though, from my understanding. Alright, so I want to also make this. We're going to do the same exact type of thing. Straight down. And then I think I need to cut this off just a little bit. So my understanding of what makes it different from the other games is you only do 1 day per in-life day. Is that right? So the entire time you play for that day is that same day in game. Unless you like cheat the system and you change days on the system. Oh yeah, okay, good. I was just like, I think that's the difference. Like one of the main differences. I'm sure there's a lot of other different things too. I've watched people play a lot of Animal Crossing because I like watching people play games. Um, I think that's a good length. Let's see. Oh, that's exactly 2 inches. Okay, so there's the 4. Oh yeah, you can change that by passing time on the Switch. Yeah. Is there like I think I saw there was like equivalents of different types of characters. I do that because I can't focus for long on the game, but I don't make a point to cheat for money and the items. You just speed up the time. Yeah, I do that too. Just like I don't have the patience to be able to do this. Like, oh, you only have the time ability to do this during the game. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't think I get the indication that this part of the house's roof is taller than the other. I feel like it's the same height. Alright. Let me go ahead and... There are a few character options and a lot of characters to interact with. Yeah, my limited knowledge of it is that there's different other villagers that you can find when you travel, and then there's a lot of people that like to have certain people or villagers, animals, I guess. And you're like, I don't want you. And the one person that I watched, they like themed their entire island around clowns, so they had to have like really brightly colored people. Yeah, there are a few that will live on your island, and then you can invite others to live there. Oh, okay. I always liked the option, like the one that I saw, someone was just like, "Oh, what do you want your nickname to be?" And I can't remember what the nickname they did, but it was something really funny. So every time that you saw it, was like, once a person moves off the island, you can travel and find new ones that come stay. Oh, okay, that's nice. I like that you can really make your island what you want it to be. So everybody's island will be different. Yours calls yours for funny names. I think one someone was just like, I want to say it was like fart sniffer or something like that. Something really off the wall, just like, hey, fart sniffer. I don't know if that was a mod or something that you can make them say, but that's the one that I remember. It was something weird like that. I was just like, oh, geez. There we go. They only have curse words banned. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see them not wanting to have curse words on there. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's what I like to see. Alright, now let's get this cut right. I'm thinking I might cut this. I might let it keep its eaves a little bit. And if I don't want it, we can cut those off. But it's easier to keep them on than trying to cut them off later. The characters will ask if they can nickname you, and you can have them call you whatever you want. Oh, that's nice. I like that. You have like your Ellie thought it would be Eli thought it would be funny to steal my game and have them all call me Smelly Pants. Oh, that sounds like something. Yeah, I think Josh would probably do that to me too if he could. If I played it, I could see him doing that very easily. That's funny. Look at me thinking ahead and keeping my hot glue hot. Oh my gosh. I haven't turned it off randomly once all stream. There we go. Okay. Ah, you found the hot glue. Yay. Alright, I think I'm gonna switch the song. Let's see. Do I feel like a different type of song? Yeah, I think we're good for now. Alright, there we go. So, we've got that. I need to draw on some of the other stuff. So, we need a window here. And then we need a door here. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut those out. And we can use this as a reference for this window. Make sure it's the same size. I think it actually kind of looks pretty much the same size, so I'm gonna use that. Look at me drawing the same shape and same size on two different parts of the build. It's like I know what I'm doing. What? There we go. Alright, and then this definitely, this is definitely the one that needs to be referenced to. Yeah, this store's actually just needs to be a little bit taller. I don't know if I want it that tall, to be honest. I think I'll have this door just a little bit smaller. So as far as like in real life stuff, so we moved into this new place and I really like it. I have my own office. Josh has his own office. But the only place that I have places to display these are downstairs. We don't go downstairs that often. So I think what I plan to do is in the next couple weeks put up shelves in my office so I can display these and enjoy them where I'm normally at. And I've got the shelves, I just don't like that they're dark brown. I want them to be white. So I'm gonna paint them and put white shelves up. This would be good. Alright. Yeah, I mean they're kind of like The downstairs is interesting. It's got like this shelf that runs around along the entire wall. And it's like a good 8 inches deep shelf that's halfway up the wall that runs around the entire room. And so half of the room we just put books on them, and it's a bookshelf. And then the other half I have succulents on them next to the window, and then I have some of my dioramas on display there. So I don't know. I think it's time for them to be more appreciated on a daily basis. Okay. Let's see if this works. Man, that's a pain in the butt. Because I noticed that it stopped working because my audio stopped working on my headset. And I thought I fixed it by reinstalling the drivers on it, but it seems like um, my headphones are dying, so I need to get that fixed. Alright, so we're back on the audio for the stream cam, so it's going to be a little bit more echoey, so apologize there. But at least I'm not a chipmunk. Oh, yay, technology. Alright, so let's see here. We were going back to, well, I can't remember what I was going to do. My brain is, I've got something else on the brain right now. Trying to think. So we've got, I don't want to do the shingles yet. So I guess we can make the little flower box. We can do that. And then maybe make the, what do I want to do? I don't know. I think we move this back just a little bit. You know, finding a reference picture for Leah's house besides going into the game itself was really hard to find. I'm very surprised that more people don't have like pictures of the houses. Like I can find it by itself, but not of any without the house. like without the landscape. So I'm gonna actually, we're gonna take off the bits of the roof. We're gonna leave this one cardboard sheet here. And then cardboard ASMR here. Okay, so one of the reasons why I did that is because I want to be able to use this corrugated stuff here as shingles. So let's continue on my ripping apart of cardboard to get to this ooey gooey center. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit on this audio intake. It's kind of hitting the red bar. I don't want it to peak out because I'm tearing up cardboard apart. Let me know if it's still too loud and I can lower it. So I have not done any audio adjustments on the stream cam mic. I'm just lucky I have a stream cam mic. Okay. So my whole thought is that she's got this nice terracotta shingles. So I'm just playing around with the idea. I don't know if this is going to be the final thing, but if I kind of make little strips of this, and then we kind of layer it on, I think that would be kind of nice. Just thinking, trying to think through this. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I just gotta make a bunch of these shingles. Man, I don't know what's making that squeaky noise on my headset. That bothers me. I just got these headphones too. Not too recently. I had my original ones replaced. So I don't know if it's my PC. It could be my PC. It could be a combination of the PC and headset. I don't know. I was trying to recreate the issue last time. I wasn't able to, so I just updated all my drivers, made sure my PC was up to date. So, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll get Josh to investigate, because he's more of the PC tech guy than I am. That's a little bit squashed. We'll put those on the side. And then maybe if I cut it ahead of time, it'd be easier. Watch this make it harder. Ooh, this does not want to come off. I know you could probably buy this corrugated. And not have to worry about taking it all apart. Well, I think cutting it into strips did not work. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just going to ignore that because it's harder to peel off. I know this is the riveting content. Oh, my brain is getting foggy. Oh, you like soothing sounds? Okay. Well, I'm glad. This is an ASMR stream now. There we go. I don't think I've ever had this much difficulty prying off cardboard. Okay, good enough. Make sure that I'm not throwing away my hard-earned shingles. I'll start from the other side, see if that helps. Go. Okay, there we go. More shingles. Yay! Alright, so I'm actually going to use a pair of scissors here. There we go. Shingles. Okay. I think just a little bit more is needed. Let's see if I've got, yeah, this is a good size. This is gonna be worth it, right? There we go. That's satisfying. As soon as I say something, it jinxes it. No longer satisfying. It's so bendy. I like it. I'm hoping bending it around like this would loosen up some of that glue. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think so. I don't think so. Whew. Got most of it. This bit here did not want to go. Ooh, okay. Awesome. Okay, so now let's try and do some shingle work here. I need some Elmer's glue, I'm thinking. Elmer's glue? Do I want to do this with Elmer's glue? Probably not, but am I going to? Maybe. Let me go get my glues. Okay, so I got my Elmer's glue. And then I've got some super glue. So I think hot glue will just be too much. It's too thick. It's too thick for what I need. So I want to make sure that I have a really good edge piece on here. And we're gonna go bottom up. Bottoms up, bottoms up. Okay, if Elmer's glue doesn't do it, we'll do super glue, but I really don't want to do super glue. So I think Elmer's glue would be fine because it's paper. You do that. Oh, I hate how it doesn't stick immediately like hot glue. Oh my Lord, I don't like it. Why couldn't we have like a cold glue? Can we have a hot glue and a cold glue? That defeats the purpose, huh? You know what? I'm just gonna leave that bit there. Chill touch glue? Yes, I want a chill touch. I want some dry ice glue. I don't know what they would call it, but I want something that's tacky and cold. I guess you could call super glue cold because it does. I guess it does what I'm wanting it to do, but I just don't like it because it gets all over me and it makes my skin feel weird. Let's see here. I need. There we go. Okay. Yes, it will be worth it. I think that time spent decorrugating my cardboard is going to be worth it in the long run. Because that's going to take up the paint really nicely. It's going to have some really good texture. All right. I'm not gonna have, I don't want to worry about, let's do this long edge with my nice long strips first. So I'll make sure that I have long enough strips for this. Thinking maybe do one that's right in the middle, right smack dab in the middle. More glue is the answer. Okay, cool. Yeah, lurk on. I'm just in my own little world here. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Very nice. All right, and just one half that roof just left. Then we can worry about the center. Center. Okay, voila. We'll trim up the edges as soon as they solidify and dry. As far as the center points, I need to go in and cut these individually. So let's go ahead and do that. Make individual shingles. Should be enough, but I'm gonna go for a little bit more just to make sure. Boop. All right. Gotta put in that extra glue here. Probably too much glue, but I don't care at this point. I don't know about this placement here. Let me get my thin point. Excuse me. Okay, so this glue is not helpful for where I need to put it. Ooh, I don't know about this. That looks a little bit too wonky. I don't know what this is. Change this song. Oh Lord. It's getting a little finicky here. Okay, let's see here. There we go. We got a rhythm now. Got a rhythm. There's a chimney on this thing, isn't there? There is a chimney. Guess who didn't think about the chimneys? This cat. Well, we'll fix it in post. All right, so I'm gonna take that shingle off because that shingle looks terrible. There we go. We'll fix it. Gotta place it better. There we go. And then I got glue on my non-glue mat. Okay. So I think I am going to call it here for today. We've got quite a bit left ahead of us as far as Leah's cottage goes. But we've got our framework around and we've got our base, which is the good bits. I think this is gonna look pretty cool, if I do say so myself. And we'll be doing this next weekend. So thanks for joining me. Thank you, Wing Princess, for joining me too. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Hope you have a good weekend. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.